Stock market investors, welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, I'm going to break down how I roll options in my options trading account. You might want to roll options. Say you have a covered call and you don't want to sell the shares. What you can do is you could buy your old option back for one farther in the future, kind of balance out what you paid for it and what you're going to get for it later down the road. This way, you don't have to pay more money out of pocket. It's a great strategy so you don't have to lose your shares with covered calls, or you don't have to buy the shares if you sell a cash secured put. All right, guys, this is a very informative video, so make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into the video. All right, everyone, if you take a look at your screen right now, this is my big dog account coming in around 185K. You can see some of the stocks I own down here below. But what we're interested in today is my option strategies, right? A lot of these I'm crushing out of the money, out of the money, out of the money, out of the money. And right here is all the gains I've made so far this week. These are all the options ending today. It's 11 o'clock West Coast time. The market closes at 1 o'clock on the West Coast. So right now I got 1050 put for CleanSpark, right? I don't want to buy CleanSpark right now. I think there could be more downside on it. I'm breaking even on the trade. This is what it cost me. This is the price it's at right now. But what I'm going to do is kick this down the road a little bit. So what you're going to do is you're going to do this little drop down arrow right here next to the option strategy and then click on roll position, right? And then you're going to select, I have tons of options on CleanSpark, a ridiculous amount, guys. But this one right here, we're going to go roll selected. And then this screen is going to pop up, right? We're going to buy to close and then sell to open a different option, right? So I want to go a little bit cheaper. So we could do next week for $10, and that's trading about around the same price. But I could kick it out to a little farther down the road, say on the 22nd of August. I get a little bit of a credit, $15. But if we kick it down to $9.50, you know, we start to see a little bit of a discrepancy here. Now we're going to net debit. That means we're going to, this trade would cost us $4, right? Do we want to do the $4, or do we want to kick it out down the road a little bit farther, say to the 29th of August at the end of the month? At $9.50, we will cover what's already done on this 8-8 trade, the 1050 trade. Or what you could do is just buy it back for around $25 to $26. You absolutely could do that. So what I'm planning on doing, because I did sell my shares at 1050, I had a stop loss there. I'd rather buy it at 950, even if I got to kick it down the road a couple of weeks. So I'm cool with that. I get a $6 credit as well that will go into my brokerage account. I'm going to click on review order and then hit place order. And then what you can do is you could click on your order number and then you could see its status, whether or not it was filled or not. So give this a second to juice up and bang, we could see it filled. So that is great, guys. So I want to show you another thing I want to do. That was a put, right? I don't know if I have any covered calls that are in the money this week. I don't think I do. I do have some HIMS puts in the money. HIMS has been very, very volatile this week. Up and down and up and down, up and down. I do have two in the money, a $54 and a $56 put. It's trading around between $51 and $52. So I am underwater a little bit on these trades. But this one, the $54, I'm down around $100 so far if I would just let it close out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this position as well, guys, the $54 put. I'm going to hit roll selected. And then we're going to kick this off down the road. I think I'm going to go a month out, about 9/12, right? So we could kick it off down to $50 and we're still green. Kick it down to $45, you know, and then we're right about where we need to be, $46. You know, we'll definitely get a net credit here at $46 if we kick it out a month down the road. And if we do 9/5, you know, we're going to get a net debit. We're going to have to pay $25. So I'm down about $100 total on this trade, but I'm okay with that. Or what you could do is you could really kick it off down the road. Let's go to January of 2026, right? So the bid and ask we could see right here. We really want to concentrate on the midpoint because that's pretty much where these options are going to trade at. The $40 we're still way in the money. Let's go down to $30. Yeah, $30 is great. Net debit around $25. $31 is a net debit of $9. And $32 we should break about even. No, it's still not breaking about even. It's close, right? So we'll go to $33 just to cover our cost basis. So we would gain $49 on this trade, buying the close, the $54 put, and then selling the $33 put for January 16th of 2026, right? The risk in that, if HIMS gets destroyed, it could go way down past that, but I don't see HIMS in the next 4 or 5 months going into the 30s, right? And even if they do, remember, at $33 put, we need $3,300 of capital. But since we're getting $275, say $250 just to like make it a clean number, right? So our break even, guys, would be about $275 less than the $3,300 that we paid. So right around $3,000. So our break even is about $30 per share. $30.21 to be exact. And I'm comfortable buying HIMS at $30.21 in January. I love that. So I'm going to review this order. So sometimes what I do is I go to change and I edit it and I go down to like 47. I'll lose $2 on the potential trade, but I know this is probably going to fill. So I want this to fill, right? So I'm going to place the order. Here we are. We'll check out the order. And then we see that that one filled as well. So we got a net credit, right, of what, $47? What did it fill at? Fill price, yeah, $47. Great. So we got a $47 credit into our account, which is great. And we don't have to buy the shares at $54, right? Because I think there could be a little bit of downside for HIMS stock. You know, there's a lot of weird stuff going on with HIMS right now. We got the $56 put. I'm down, $213 on this one. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to roll this position. I'm going to roll this bad boy out as well. And then let's do this one a little bit closer. Let's go October 17th, right? This one is selling it at the $49 put. We could sell it at the $48. Still 47. We're still up a little bit on the trade. This is 2 months away, though. A lot can happen. It's only clearing, $4 on the stock. So I'm more comfortable kicking this bad boy way out. So I'm going to kick it out to March of 2026, right? And this way we could go back down into the 30s, 37. I'm a little more comfortable there. We're still getting a net credit there. Still getting a net credit at 36. 35, we're still at a net credit. We'll see if 34. That's a net debit of $7. I'm cool with that as well. So sometimes I'm willing to lose a couple bucks here and there to get a better deal, right? From going to $51 to $34, the stock really, it's got to go down like considerably from where it's at right now, guys. So I'm cool with that. I'll actually kick it up to -8. So it'll cost me $8 to make this trade, but I'm super cool with that. So with all the fees, $9.32. And you could do the same things with covered calls, right? If you have a covered call in the money. So this one's still open. It hasn't filled yet. So we'll see if it'll fill throughout the day, right? And then right before close, I'll check in on this. And then we might have to, finagle with the numbers a little bit, right? There is no last on this particular trade. So we'll have to see. So what you can do here is you can change. And then this will populate. So the net debit we had was at $8. Let's do $10 and see if this one will fill. Go to review order, 1132 with all the fees. Click on order and we'll see if this potentially fills. So this one's still open as well. It doesn't want to fill at these lower numbers. The ask is around $15. So I always want to try to get it a little bit cheaper. I always like to refresh, make sure it didn't fill. And then so right now I'm going to go to change. I'm going to adjust these numbers again. And, here we go. So let's maybe, it won't let us change the strike price. So you got to remember, you might have to create a whole new one. So let's go to $13 net debit. So that means we're going to lose $14.32 on the trade with the fees. We'll go to order. And it's still open. So this one does not want to fill around this price. right? So we might have to kick it up to 15 bucks. Let's try that. Because you don't want to go up too high, right? You want to do it nice and slow so you get the best bang for your buck overall when you roll these options. This one doesn't want to trade at all. So I'm going to try one more time at 17 bucks. And if it doesn't fill, then what I'm going to do, guys, is cancel this trade and find a different strike price, right? So here it is. And it's still open. So I'm going to go here, cancel. And sometimes that happens, guys. Sometimes that happens. And we got to just roll with the punches, right? Go back to your account, go to your positions, and let's try to find a different strike price for this in the money option here, $56 put. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to roll this position, and I'm going to do a different strategy, right? I think that HIMS could potentially bounce up next week, right? So let's go to $54, right, in 2 weeks. And hopefully it'll go back up and it'll clear this risk. I did sell a covered call at $56 last week, so I'm cool with buying it at 54. It's like I never sold it, and then I get to clear and save 200 bucks on the trade, right? So net credit is $9. I'm going to go down to $8 and see if we can get this bad boy to fill for 2 weeks from now, August 22nd, right? We'll go to review order, place order, check the order status here, and see if this bad boy filled. And it filled. So that's it, guys. It cleared my option for the $56 put. So I don't got to buy it this week, but I will have to buy it at $54 per share, or $5,400 for the 100 shares that cover this put strategy. All right, guys, if you have any questions about rolling options, let me know in the comments down below. I'll be glad to help you guys the best that I can. Remember, I cannot give financial advice. This is just what I am doing in my portfolio and using this as a tool for you guys to do your own option strategy. Thanks again, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.